BMGT study guide. So it's a short lecture. Sometimes I'm boring, sometimes I ramble, but this one is worth listening to because that's 4 possible questions. Okay, so discuss the advantages and disadvantages of each of these project management organizational structures, and then describe the role of the project management office in the matrix. Okay, so what does this joke say? The organizational structure is pretty simple. We do the work, they take the credit. Who is they? Yeah, that's pretty common. Anyone experience that? Anyone else? And work in a company that you see that? Or in the Army, you guys do a crazy mission, and then all of a sudden the COs come out like heroes, even though they've been on base, and they've got some comms on the radio. That's about it. It's pretty common. So what we're going to look at today is different types of organizations. Hopefully some of them don't take the credit. The first one is a functional organizational structure. There will be a question about this on your exam. Functional organizational structure is typically used in businesses that primarily sell and produce standard products, okay? So, for example, a company that manufactures digital recording devices, right? A company that manufactures a cell phone, that would be a functional company. So typically they're used, primarily sell and produce a standard product, just something simple, could be technological based. Work groups consist of individuals who perform the same function. What does that mean? Work groups perform the same function. So marketing does marketing, engineering does engineering, R&D does R&D, marketing does marketing, sales does sales. Okay, there's no crossing between those really. Team members may be assigned to a project either full-time or part-time. So if you're in the organization, you may be, maybe your role in marketing, go sell this widget, go market this widget, or develop a new widget that's like this that has more capabilities. Project manager does not have complete authority over the project team. He's just simply, he doesn't have authority over it, but he's just keeping track of what everybody's doing. Project manager regularly updates the other functional managers in the company on the status of the project. Again, this is, we said a digital recording device manufacturer. That was what the example the book used. It could be a lot of other things, but it's a pretty simple organization that's focused on, it's a product-centric organization. So it might look like this. All right, we've got the president of Acme Electronics. We got an HR VP. We got finance and admin VP. And then we kind of break down to a marketing VP who's got, 1, 2, 3, branching off to a customer service, domestic and international managers. Then we've got our engineering vice president and then all the different engineers. So you got systems, electronic, software, mechanical, technical, right? Over here you've got the manufacturing VP who's got all these people under him, and then procurement being people that buy raw materials, goods and services, vendors. Okay? So this is a very simple functional organizational layout. You've probably seen something like this. There's a lot of companies like this. My organization, this is what it is, essentially. It's a functional business layout. Sometimes they're not as efficient, but they're not confusing, because I was trying to interpret this earlier. You want to avoid this, right? You want to avoid an organizational chart that looks like this. You don't know who does what, who reports to where. Sometimes in conglomerate companies where they're really big, or some companies bought another company that's bought another company, you have stuff like this and they don't know who they report to. If I don't know who I report to or who reports to me, we have a problem. We have a big problem, because it's like reading this cryptic map trying to figure out what this gibberish is. The military would be a really good example of something like this. Why? Let's talk about the Army for a second. Why would it be?
Everybody's like branched off into their own little sects.
Yeah. So we've got the president, right? The president of the United States was the head of the armed forces, and then we've got our general, whoever the general is. Then we might have our colonels, lieutenant colonels, captains, right? And then we've got the office. After the officers, what do we have? Help me here. You're better at this.
She said
after the officers, what do we have?
Oh, you got one officer.
Heady officer. Okay. So, but everybody's got a structure, right? So.